Every time I post a video where I use the word Sewist in my title or my thumbnail, we get a wonderful, fun, lively debate in the comments about which term to use, seamstress, sewist, or sewer. So today, let's talk about these words, where they came from, why people feel so strongly about them, and then tell me which one you use in the comments below. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Katerina with Create with Katerina. Welcome to my channel. This is where we talk about everything: sewing, fabric, crafting, thrifting, organizing, and all kinds of things that are related to our sewing world. As always, if you watched to the end of the video, please leave a little thread emoji. That lets me know that you watched the video all the way to the end, and it also lets YouTube know that we have engagement on my channel, which is a free way for you to help my channel. So what happens is YouTube listens to that, they watch that, the algorithm does, of course, and then it posts my video to more people. It pushes it out onto the browser of more people's TVs and YouTube apps. And that helps my channel. And it's a free way that you can support me. So I would really appreciate that. Leave that thread emoji at the end of the video in the comments below. If you watch to the end, anytime you have to leave, just leave me a comment. That's wonderful. I do answer every single comment myself. No one does it and no AI does it. I do it myself. Even sometimes there's been 500 and 700 comments on my videos, and I have replied to every single one. And if I have missed you, it was an accident. So let me know so I can fix that. Okay, so let's get into the juice. So I am going to have some notes here because I don't want to get dates mixed up. And so if I look down, I apologize. I am trying to look at you as much as possible, but I also don't want to make mistakes. Okay, so now the choice between seamstress, sewist, and sewer is very debated a lot. So there is some linguistic confusion, there's gender identity, and there's professional status. Those three things are kind of involved in the development of these words. Let's start with seamstress. For generations, this wasn't just a word. In fact, it's a very important word. It's more than a word, right? And it means a lifestyle to a lot of people. It means occupation. It means respect. Very much pride, right? If you grew up and you took any home economics classes, you were learning to be a seamstress. And if you learned from your mother or your grandmother, they were probably seamstresses, and then you became a seamstress. And that's because we did it out of necessity and love. A seamstress was somebody who mastered that craft. It also meant that we understood garment construction, patterns, designing, altering, making sure things fit our kids and ourselves. So we understood grain lines and all of these kinds of things. And it took a high degree of skill to learn how to sew very well. So being called a seamstress was an honorable role in our society. It is a title still of honor. People really respect people who know how to do these special skills. It represents a whole entire generation of mostly women who kept their families clothed, made their own wedding gowns, and mastered a very complex craft. Anyway, many women my age and older, and I'm 68, many women my age and older grew up taking home economics in school, or they learned to sew from their mothers or their grandmothers. Seamstresses was the standard respectful term for a woman who could beautifully craft a wardrobe. And for me, it was for all my children. Yes, I did make a lot of my own clothes, but I was more prideful of all of the clothes I made for my children. So my first 5 children I had before the age of 30, and this was in the 80s, and I sewed all of their clothes until they refused to wear them anymore. We're around like pre-teenage. They refused to wear homemade clothes anymore, except for my daughters and their beauty pageants. They still loved to wear those. But to many of you, replacing that word, it feels like erasing decades of expertise. It feels like almost disingenuous. And I totally understand that we want to protect our heritage. And that's what we're going to do. So let's go to the next word. This is where a lot of the debate happens at. And that's the word sewist. So a lot of people think that's a new word, but it's not. Most people think it's a brand new invention, that just bloggers just invented it. And that's not the case. Linguists have actually traced this back to American newspapers in the late 1860s. And then it was written in magazines. That word was used in magazines back in the 1960s. So this word has been around for quite a while. Back then, it was used to describe women who sewed purely for the creative joy of it. And it's an amateur hobby rather than a factory job or a strict trade or sewing all of their clothes for the family. So it was used in a different context back then. It was the blend of sew and artist. So the two words sew and artist became sewist. Okay, so one of the reasons is that it started to become more popular as our years went on is because we did get the internet. We did get bloggers, and lo and behold, 25% of sewers, around 25% of them, are male. And males don't really want to be called seamstresses. So it's kind of like the same thing where we had actress and actor. We had, what is it? Now we have flight attendants. We used to have stewardesses and stewards. We used to have, most of the time, we still do sometimes waitress and waiter, but now it's wait staff. So there's a lot of, it used to be murderess and murderer, and now it's just murderer. So we don't want to be that. Anyway, it's an interesting way that language evolves over time. One of the reasons, so seamstress, of course, is that feminine form of the word, and we don't want to say seamster, so we don't really do that. And that's another reason. Now, the Oxford English Dictionary also recognizes the word, and it's frequently used to highlight the artistic and passionate side of the craft. Critics of this word, though, of the word sewist, feel like it's trendy, it's corporate, it's artificial, and some even say it's pretentious because it forces the word ist, which they consider to be attached to the word artist. Again, they don't like that because they think that an artist is above someone who sews. Okay, so I don't think so. Then we have the word sewer. Okay, so now sewer is not pronounced the same as sewer, but it's spelled the same. And that creates some problems, especially as we got more into blogging and writing and videos and everything and transcripts. So you'd see the word sewer and you don't know, should I pronounce it as sewer or sewer? And people they started to reject that word because it's a homograph or a waste drainage pipe, and we don't want to be called a sewer. So even crafters disliking this word compared to a dirty pipe, comparing themselves to a dirty pipe, they don't like it even if the pronunciation is different. Now, some people still do, and you may still like to call yourself a sewer, which is totally fine. We're just having a fun, debating little kind of conversation, and I just want to educate in how these terms come about, why people use them. It's just so fun. I love linguistics, by the way. So now let's talk a little bit about the preference by subculture. Garment makers, okay? Garment makers really prefer sewist because they view making clothing as a form of wearable art and personal expression. So you will see that a lot on TikTok and on Instagram where these younger girls are sewing like crazy and making beautiful artwork. And it is like art. They're taking jeans and turning them into these gorgeous pieces of wearable art. They're taking sweatshirts and sweaters and t-shirts and flannel shirts and all this stuff and really creating beautiful artwork out of it that you get to wear. So we call that art to wear in the fashion world. And it's very popular. And they like to be called sewists because they do consider themselves someone who sews, but it's also an artist. And more power to them, right? Quilters and crafters. Many older or traditional quilters stick to sewer or simply call themselves quilters. So they don't like to use the word sewist. Some of them do, some of them don't. A lot of them will just say, I'm a quilter. And then we have the industry professionals, which are your tailors, pattern makers, and sample sewists, but they like their technical words. So they're not going to call themselves a sewist or a seamstress or a sewer. A tailor's going to call himself a tailor. Pattern makers are calling themselves pattern makers or apparel engineers or sample makers. So they have their own little lingo that they like to use. The modern revival of these sewing communities that are becoming so popular on Reddit, on their own blogs, on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and all of these hobbyists, they prefer the word sewist. But at the end of the day, guess what? Whether you're a master seamstress, a creative sewist, or a passionate maker, we all share the same love of fabric and threads. So tell me in the comments below, what do you call yourself? What would you like me to call you? I like the word seamstress and sewist. So those are the two words that I like, and I use them interchangeably, I guess I should say. And I also use the word pattern designer and clothing designer because I do have Valia Studios, which is my sewing studio, and I do a lot of designing in there. So that's another word I like to use that I call myself. But you can call me whatever you'd like, except for mean words, of course. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, leave me a thread emoji in the comments and tell me what you like to be called.